I think what we should do is like a little bit of a lightning round kind of thing, maybe like on a scale of 1 to 5, what we could do here, Matt, like 1 being don't touch it, like you hate it kind of a
Sure.
tactic. 5
Yeah.
being absolutely, if you're not doing this, you're missing out.
Okay.
We'll just throw out some kind of ideas and see what you think. Remarketing, Google, Facebook, 1 to 5. Should people be
5.
doing marketing?
5. Got to be doing it.
Facebook pixels. I see people who don't set up tracking properly. Facebook pixel and what happens after the click, the attribution of that, like how critical is that?
That's a 5. That's a 5. And what I recommend is put the pixel on your website immediately. If you're not running ads, put the pixel on your website. That's going to allow you to build an audience and for Facebook to learn a lot about your business that you can use later on down the road.
Fantastic. 2020, amidst the pandemic, let's say I'm a direct-to-consumer brand trying to sell a product online, e-commerce. What's your top platform that you recommend?
Google. I would start with Google. If you're a brand new business, start with the high intent traffic, right? People that are looking to buy right now, right? Not saying that Facebook or top of funnel traffic doesn't work, but you need more pieces in place to make that successful.
Fantastic. Previously, product listing ads, I think now called Google Shopping, 1 to 5, same thing. If I'm a direct-to-consumer brand, how much should I be looking into those?
Yeah, e-commerce, I would say 5 for sure. Like 4 or 5 if you as a place to start. That's a good place to start for sure.
On the other side, let's say I'm a B2B business, lead generation. I want to generate good quality people who are actually interested in talking to my sales team. 1 to 5, Google search.
Yeah, Google search, I would say is a solid 4 for sure. Could be a 5, could be a 3. It depends how much volume is out there and what your industry is, right?
And why such a range? Is it on cost or?
It's cost, right? If you are a lawyer for a personal injury lawyer, right?
Sure.
You're just starting out, you're going to pay $120 a click, right? And you have to be prepared for that as well, right? And you have to have the conversion rates to support that kind of cost, right?
Yeah.
So you have to have some experience before that's going to be worth it to pay like those type of numbers, right? Now that's a very extreme case.
Right.
The second reason would be volume, right? Sometimes for certain industries, especially B2B, there's just not that much search volume out there to make a meaningful impact for your business, right? There's just not enough people searching that are very high intent, very into funnel, right? So something like LinkedIn ads may be a better fit in that case.
Yeah. Great segue to my next question. I was going to ask LinkedIn ads. We've seen a lot of kind of uptick, in people using social throughout this pandemic. People are online more, they're home more, they're interacting more. There's a flood of content that I've seen on LinkedIn. People doing videos and webinars and all kinds of interviews, even like this. What is kind of the primary use case that you see the most successful on LinkedIn nowadays?
Yeah, basically targeting job titles and people that are in certain industries, right? So say you want to target, all the engineers that are at a company with more than 1,000 people, right? Like, it's a great example. And there's no other platform where you can have that type of targeting, right? Get that specific with the criteria for B2B, right? You can do seniority, years of experience. If you want to target just CEOs, you can do that, just CFOs. The targeting is incredible for B2B. It really is. Of course, there's a price with that too, right?
Yeah, and it seems like it's the platform, for real business and communication, it's kind of conducted. Facebook and Instagram, we've seen great leads, B2B as well. But LinkedIn is really, that network. Account-based marketing, or ABM, I think is another kind of targeting approach. Or do you think LinkedIn is strong for that?
I do. LinkedIn's very strong for that. Also Facebook and also Google. It is. There's a lot of ABM specific platforms out there that, say that you have to go through them to do ABM. That's not true. You can upload lists. If you have a list of who your prospects are, you can reach them on Facebook, you can reach them on Google, you can reach them on LinkedIn.
Sure.
Yeah,
really helpful. I think, in general, my takeaway here is not necessarily for people to consider agency, and kind of lean towards, us or anybody for that matter. It's to play themselves, but understand at what point does it not make sense? with your time, with your resources, the economics of the whole relationship? When does it not make sense and you actually maybe give up or think that this isn't a platform for you? It's not even a strategy for you, meaning paid media in general. That's when I would actually reconsider what you're doing and look at the fact that most of these networks have built their business and the vast majority of their revenue on their advertising solutions. So it must be working. That's not to say that it's a great fit for every business type and every model and the competition that's out there, per industry vertical. Of course, that varies. But that's where we come in. We can assess that. We have the tools to kind of do this reverse engineering, as I mentioned, from click, like all the way through like revenue. And does this make sense? Is the equation there? And if it is, then try not to fall and do these common mistakes, that we see that many times happen if you try to DIY, the build out yourself.
That's right.
So that's, I think, where we provide tremendous value and ultimately, how we've gotten and retained clients over the years.